Hi guys, my name is Marcel and I am quite the altruist myself, helping out people in my Instagram DMs as much as I possibly can. And sometimes I make videos about the most common missteps I notice with your guys' approach to art. And this video right here is the very same. Chances are very good that you misskilled with your art. I promise this video isn't your usual just learn anatomy and there you go type of stuff, although that's kind of true, not gonna lie. Also, you don't need to necessarily draw manga or another certain style because, as you know, I am drawing and painting in all styles. So don't think I am forgetting about portrait or comic artists out there. Everyone can watch my videos after all. By the way, as always, I'm making, editing and animating this video here while preparing for one of Germany's biggest cons right now. Taking care of all of your orders while also still attending my 9-to-5 job. So, not much time for videos at the moment. I know it's cheesy, but I would appreciate if you guys supported this video with a like and a comment. So now let's get to the bottom of things and learn how to not improve the wrong way. Like a sir. I don't know if you guys are aware of the infamous Sasuke drawing. It's a meme, but you'd be surprised just how relevant this artwork really is. You might laugh at it, but I get artworks like these in my Instagram DMs all the time. You know the drawings I'm talking about, where some parts of the artwork are like pretty good. But if you take a look at it more than just a couple of seconds, you realize some very obvious shortcomings. And I personally think, subconsciously at least, you are aware of these shortcomings while drawing your artwork. So you try to cover them up with things that you're actually good at. Coloring, for example. But obviously, I think that's kinda the wrong approach here. Instead of just focusing what you can do, let's take a look at what you can't. In my video about my art journey, how I learned to draw, I already compared drawing to video games. And if you view it that way, instead of leveling the skills that really need some leveling, you're focusing on the other skills that you already are good at. And this is not wrong per se. But obviously the basics are more important, right? Well, I'll just show you what I mean by this. How about comparing the skills of drawing a line with shading? Most people would say it's way more important to be able to draw a line rather than just having the knowledge of shading. Yesn't. You know what, like in this case, or example right here, having the knowledge of knowing how to shade and maybe knowing how anatomy, in this case facial anatomy, works, instead of just having knowledge about line precision. That's why your average Joe's sometimes so impressed by these unconventional artworks, because how can this be so good? He's not even drawing straight lines! What is this witchcraft? And I think that's kind of beautiful, because different combinations make for so many different approaches and art styles. With all of these different skill sets, there are millions of combinations. So, just like your mom told you when you were 6, everyone's special, and so are you. So then, what about the example from the beginning? Let's examine it like it wasn't just some random meme, and obviously, if you were to put it in general terms, this person has focused on leveling a lot on the topic of coloration, instead of, you know, the topic of improving, well, drawing. The actual drawing's still the exact same as it was before, so there's not much of an improvement when it comes to drawing. But, like I said, that's not objectively wrong or something. If this person wanted to just level up their coloration, that's fine. You know how the infamous quote goes, after all, the only person that needs to be happy with an artwork is the one who made it. Yeah, I'm aware this is just a meme, but if this person doesn't care about drawing and more about coloring, this would be totally fine. With a skill set like this, anime art's kinda difficult, because you obviously need some drawing skills in order to draw a nice face that you then need to color. But something like landscapes, for example, where you don't really need to have a detailed or elaborate sketch, but your coloration's so much more important, well, yeah, this skill set would be perfect for it. That's also why it's so unfair when there's like a portrait artist that gets asked to draw a caricature of a person. People might say, you're a fraud, you can't even draw something as simple as a cartoon. All the while stylization's a whole different skill set this person is not trained in. It's also the exact same thing when you have years of experience in drawing men for your artworks, but then when you're trying to draw a woman for the first time, well, no shit, Sherlock, of course it's not gonna work out when you're lacking experience. It's easy to just sit there and say, man, I'm not a good artist after all, when in reality you're just not very experienced in this field of expertise. Bottom line, what skill set you need to level up completely depends on what your end goal is. You need a different skill set for portraits than you do for manga, than you do for landscapes, and so on. You're just stating the obvious. Everyone knows that. No, it's not obvious. Because if it was, then none of us would have been here. And I know we all have been. And some of us still are. I know I still am sometimes. And in these instances, I just need to jolt myself awake and realize that I'm not a bad artist or something. Maybe I'm just drawing something that I'm not very familiar with. I'm going to upload a video that is going to give you a whole roadmap on all of the skills you will need to draw exactly the things you want to master. If you don't want to miss this upload, just sub to this channel and YouTube's gonna tell you once I publish this video. Also, ringing the bell wouldn't hurt either. No, but if you do take any piece of advice from this video, just don't beat yourself up over it if something doesn't work out. I know it's cliche, but maybe you just need an actual adult to tell you that you are in fact a good artist.
I am an adult.
Alright then, here are more videos by the weird foreign man who speaks funny. Maybe you would want to check them out. If you want to support these videos even further, I do have a Patreon. I'm making these videos all by myself, so if you would want to help me out, believe me, I would be thankful. Well then, my name's Marcel, and I'll see you guys the next time I upload. Goodbye.